Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. We have grown-ass men and women out here doing whatever they can to try to make sure that does not happen.
You know, I usually stay out of these conversations, but with Caitlin Clark, I can't stay silent anymore.
But my first inclination is to say that this person is not a female. Firstly, because this was actually posted to Brittney's personal Instagram.
Welcome back to the Buzzer Update. I hope today is going great for everyone. I have another thrilling and fascinating video for you today. If you're a true Caitlin Clark fan, you'll want to watch this to the end. Please tell me if you are a member of the Buzzer Update Army by leaving a CC 100% remark below before we begin. I adore seeing all of the incredible Clark supporters in the comments. Let's get right into today's video without wasting any more time. Okay, what would happen if one of the greatest basketball players ever witnessed the most gifted young athlete in the WNBA being singled out using dubious tactics? You'll find out because the basketball world has drastically changed as a result of LeBron James' shocking remarks regarding Brittney Griner's behavior against Caitlin Clark. Let me ask you a question first, though. Have you ever witnessed a professional athlete face the kind of prejudice that Caitlin Clark has encountered during her career? LeBron James' perception of the WNBA has significantly changed as a result of what he saw during the Connecticut Sun game. Brittney Griner is devastated by this part of LeBron James' viewpoint. Caitlin Clark is exactly where LeBron James is at the moment. At the time, LeBron James was the best player in a league full of amazing athletes. Additionally, they attempted to physically intimidate him because they were unable to match his exceptional basketball IQ. But LeBron James raised awareness of this important issue. At this point, Brittney Griner's reputation begins to become very intriguing. LeBron James is aware of the distinction between what he is witnessing with Caitlin Clark and what he has witnessed in both the mob environment and championship-level competitive basketball. According to him, it was the most cowardly act I've seen on a basketball court in decades. Yes, you heard correctly. Please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel if you enjoy the content. It may surprise you to learn that almost 80% of viewers have not yet subscribed. Even though it only takes a second and is free, it means the world to us. Have you already subscribed? Fantastic. I sincerely appreciate your help. Let's return to the video now.
I watched them all the time. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa. Caitlin Clark play about the same last year, so I watched a lot of basketball.
Like, can we get Caitlin Clark a little protection out there?
Anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time.
LeBron James reacted forcefully and swiftly after seeing the video of Brittney Griner hitting Caitlin Clark from behind while she was attempting to deal with being poked in the eye. This man, who faced famous enforcers like Bill Laymeyer and Dennis Rodman, was the only person in basketball history who truly understood what pure competitive fire looked like. However, even he saw that Brittney Griner's actions went against the principles of competitive integrity and sportsmanship. But hear what LeBron James has to say about the timing of that shove. Right now, Brittney Griner is not quite happy with his analysis. The basketball player brought up a topic that many fans had been considering, but no one with his level of fame had the courage to do so. Playing championship-level defense is not the same as taking cheap shots at someone when they are totally exposed and not looking. LeBron James stressed that his time was considered the most physically demanding in NBA history. You didn't wait to act like a predator when you disagreed with someone. Rather, you confronted them like a fighter. And that's precisely what LeBron James found most disgusting about Brittney Griner's heinous behavior. However, LeBron James' comments have completely damaged Brittney Griner's reputation for the time being. The seasoned Boston Celtics player was enraged by Brittney Griner's pitiful post-event response. Brittney Griner clarified that instead of apologizing or admitting that she could have gone too far, the media and fans were unjustly criticizing her. She said, "Damned if I do, damned if I don't." But LeBron James was even more incensed after hearing such remarks. According to LeBron James, the game's winners and legends, truly great competitors, always accept full responsibility for their actions, particularly when those actions could seriously endanger another player. He claimed that watching Brittney Griner play the victim and sidestep criticism made him think of athletes who knew deep down they couldn't compete at the greatest level. They thus discovered additional dubious methods to influence the game. In other words, LeBron James effectively characterized Brittney Griner as a subpar player who uses immoral tactics because she has the genuine basketball talents to match higher potential. This is the point at which LeBron James' study really shines and highlights an intriguing facet of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark possesses the same unique traits that made LeBron James one of the best basketball players in history. Her extraordinary basketball IQ, her unexplained ability to make critical shots, and above all, her heavenly capacity to uplift everyone around her. However, as someone who values basketball ethics, he also notices something that truly worries him. Rather than concentrating just on reaching her limitless basketball potential, this extraordinarily gifted young athlete must always be on the watch for cheap shots and dirty tricks. According to LeBron James, Brittney Griner's strategy perfectly captures everything that is wrong with certain players' decision to play Caitlin Clark rather than challenging themselves to match her extraordinary skill level or outwork her on the floor via commitment and preparation. The fact that she gets physically abused when she is most vulnerable is alarming. LeBron James claims that this conduct is the worst basketball competition he has ever witnessed. However, LeBron James' audacious remarks became the news of the basketball world. LeBron James likened the situation with Caitlin Clark to his personal encounters with physical assault at work. However, he didn't hesitate to draw attention to anything that gives Caitlin Clark hope and contextualizes her circumstances. He underlined that Caitlin Clark, who is only 24 years old, is facing far more hardship than the majority of athletes encounter throughout their careers. Being the undisputed face of women's basketball is another burden she bears. But LeBron James' remarks regarding Brittney Griner's NBA potential, which are currently circulating on social media, are ludicrous. According to LeBron James, if the WNBA permits players like Brittney Griner to seek superstars without incurring consequences, it implies that mediocre players may resort to unscrupulous means to maintain their relevance rather than honing their actual basketball skills. According to him, this sets a risky precedent that could discourage players from boosting the standard for the league. LeBron James even went so far as to say that young players who watch from home are duped by the league's inability to sufficiently penalize these actions. He thinks viewing the WNBA should teach youngsters about skill, dedication, and sportsmanship rather than how to choose poor opponents. Despite these difficulties, LeBron James' forecast for Caitlin Clark's future may have been the most important aspect of his entire message. He claimed that Caitlin Clark was shaped by hardship and that every cheap shot, dirty play, and attempt to scare her simply strengthened her will to demonstrate her dominance through skill alone. LeBron James likened Caitlin Clark's predicament to his own rookie season, when opponents continuously put his physical stamina to the test. He noted that in addition to the unprecedented media attention and demands that come with being the most marketable player in WNBA history, Caitlin Clark is dealing with this behavior. LeBron James' support for Caitlin Clark is therefore crucial. He is protecting more than a gifted athlete. He is advocating for the inherent integrity of basketball. Caitlin Elizabeth Clark, in his opinion, exemplifies every quality that makes basketball unique, including talent, vision, class, and competitiveness. He also sees in competitors like Brittney Griner everything that could be detrimental to the sport. The basketball veteran made it clear that the WNBA is at a critical juncture. There are two choices for them. They either protect and highlight their best players, allowing stars like Caitlin Clark to realize their full potential and bolster the league overall, or they continue to allow weaker players to use dishonest tactics to remain relevant. The message from LeBron James was unambiguous. The league's future will be impacted by the choice made. But this is the question that everyone is discussing. Will the WNBA take LeBron James' concerns about protecting Caitlin Clark seriously? Or will they continue to allow players like Brittney Griner to use unethical methods to damage the league's reputation? Let's continue the conversation in the space provided for comments below. What do you think of LeBron James' vehement denunciation of Brittney Griner behavior? Do you think he's being overly critical, or do you think his criticisms are entirely legitimate? More significantly, do you think the WNBA will eventually take action to safeguard its biggest star? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. I read each and every one of them. If you want to see more analysis like this that breaks through the clutter and explains what's truly happening in basketball, be sure to click the subscribe button and enable the notification bell. LeBron James' critical comments may eventually affect Caitlin Clark's circumstances in the WNBA. The basketball community is monitoring this issue. As this story develops, one thing becomes more difficult to ignore. Discussions are no longer limited to one game, one hard foul, or one controversial occurrence. It has to do with the future of women's basketball, the standards the league wants to uphold, and how its best players are treated when the spotlight is shining. Few athletes have ever had to contend with the kind of expectations that Caitlin Clark faced before entering the WNBA. Every game she plays is watched by millions of people. Every action she does is scrutinized from every angle. Every success is celebrated, and every setback garners media attention. That's what it means to be one of the biggest names in basketball today. Meanwhile, seasoned players from across the league continue to compete at the highest level, bringing years of experience, tenacity, and pride to every match. The WNBA's goal is to ensure that fierce competition never devolves into unnecessary or dangerous play. Intensity is what fans want. Rivalries are what they want. They are searching for authentic basketball, but they also want respect, justice, and stability. LeBron James' comments have sparked heated debate because he understands what it's like to play under duress. Bird faced some of the toughest opponents and fiercest defenders basketball has ever seen during his remarkable career. But his message was more than simply toughness. It was about maintaining the integrity of the game and making sure that basketball skill, rather than controversy, remains the primary focus. Whether you completely agree with Bird's point of view or believe the situation has been exaggerated, there is no denying that his comments are sparking discussion. Fans, commentators, former players, and media personalities continue to debate what should happen when the league's best players become the focal point of physical play. Do authorities need to be stricter? Is this a normal part of being a professional basketball player, or should the league impose harsher penalties? Everybody seems to react differently. There is no doubt about Caitlin Clark's response. Instead of letting controversy, physical defense, or criticism define her career, she has continued to focus on basketball. She keeps competing, showing up, and proving why so many believe she is the future of sports. Her perseverance is one of the primary reasons her followers continue to support her. The WNBA is receiving unprecedented attention. Discussions on social media are growing every day. Television ratings are rising, arenas are full, and new fans are discovering women's basketball for the first time. These kinds of situations affect not just a single player or team, but also the league's perception around the world. As the season goes on, each game will become much more vital. Every game Caitlin Clark participates in will be closely watched. Every controversial play will be analyzed. Every official ruling will be contested. Every game will also add to the narrative of one of the most talked about seasons in WNBA history. The most crucial question is now yours. Do you believe LeBron James' comments accurately reflect the league's current situation? Do you think the WNBA is allowing competitive physical basketball while taking enough safety measures to protect its stars? What impact do you think this whole situation will have on Caitlin Clark, Brittney Griner, and the league going forward? I genuinely want to know the opinions of basketball enthusiasts worldwide. Please feel free to express your opinions in the space provided for comments below. The courteous conversation in this group is fantastic, and your point of view may be featured in a future film. If you enjoy this analysis and want more in-depth basketball analysis, exclusive updates, and the biggest news surrounding the WNBA, NBA legends, and Caitlin Clark, make sure to hit the subscribe button, activate notifications, and never miss another upload. Basketball history is being written every night. I appreciate you watching and your wonderful support. This is where you'll find out about the next chapter, which might be even more important than this one. Please share your thoughts in the comments section to make sure you don't miss anything. Turn on all notifications and subscribe. We'll see you in the following video once you click the one on the screen.